Welcome to the law offices of Mary Kennedy. We have to discuss about the new policy about the signature requirements effective from July 10, 2026. So the major concern over here, which I experienced recently, even prior to that, during the COVID, USCIS started accepting the scanned copy. Still, that's the same, that's getting followed. There's no original signature like earlier to the 2020 COVID. That is mandatory, was not the same. However, we see that in the processing of your application, especially when you're applying as a self petition or a self application. So, what happens is down the processing timeline, right? Say, for example, 60 days is the timeline that you have to apply for any other status if you want to remain continuing after your layoff on the H1B. So then you apply with an assumption that prior to 55 days, hey, I'm good. I'm applying for this B2 visa or the F1 visa, understanding that you are maintaining your status. So then USCIS, when processing your application after 3 months or after 4 months, they see that the signature that has been provided on the forms are not an acceptable signatures. Means it can be an image that could have been copy pasted, or sometimes we find it very easy to use an electronic version of a signature. So they are rejecting it and it's impacting to a very high level. In the last week I had multiple consultations for people who doesn't know what else to do. Included in that was one of an NTA that was received for a person stating that because of the rejections, and then it's not it's coming as annoyed in some cases as well. USCIS is stating that this signature is not acceptable and they are denying the case. So what happens to your status? You are defined as out of status. This is something very serious consequences. So please pay attention. What is that after this new policy, and how does your signature matters when you're submitting your filing? It can be an online. Online, it has very limited reasoning for a rejection because it's getting accepted immediately. Not every options you have when you're filing your paperworks on an online filing. Some of them are still going through the process of a paper filing. So in that case, pay attention to it, and this may have a very high consequences on your immigration status. We all know that when you pass in 180 days of not maintaining a status, there is a possibility that you'll be banned for 3 years. All those are something that you have to pay attention to it and maintain your status. And one more on the same topic of USCIS, we all know, are not accepting the checks. So in that case, you pay through the credit card. And even in an online submission, you feel that, oh, everything is there and I got a receipt notice, so I'm good. Not that way. In some cases, the bank rejects it later point of time because you have not used this form of payment. And on the security basis, they are rejecting it, and then the credit card company doesn't approve it. Then also you are at a place that your papers are getting rejected. So please make sure that you are connected to the bank, providing an authenticated payment process through an ACH or through a credit card or any other means. However, make sure you are doing it the right way, and you're also looking for your rejections in case they have stated it out. And one other solution we do, just to advise for people who had been rejected on these petitions or an application, is some of the congressman's office are helpful to navigate that process, but I'm honestly saying it's a very hectic one to reach out to USCIS. USCIS knows about it in many situations. Some of them are rejected as a payment process rejections exclusively by the USCIS with no reasoning whatsoever. But reinstating your status matters a lot, and it's something that you have to be aware of it and take every steps to keep your status valid. And if any support, please reach out to our office and we'll guide you in the process. Thank you.